Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we are playing with a Rakdos Menace deck. Our dudes will be just unblockably flying through the defenders unless they happen to be holding down a swarm of dudes. Is that enough to make this deck into a super winner? Stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, pursuing my second doctorate in Lurgoyf Studies, Dr. Yukon Suckett. Yes, thank you. Film before a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon Suckett. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, hosted by Spider Jerusalem, fine makers of luxury, cars. Spider Jerusalem. And this deck he entitled Black is a Real Menace, which is funny because it's a Rakdos deck. Rakdos deck, not black, Rakdos. And he made it that way, and I'm playing it pretty much unadulterated. I actually did make some changes. He put in Concealing Curtains. I swapped them out for Okiba Reckoner Raid. Really, I mean, it's one or the other. I don't think it's one. What I liked about is that I was playing against another deck which featured a bunch of Okiba Reckoner Raids, and those things just wrecked me because he put out like 3 in a row. And so I got like sucked of like 6 damage within the first 3 turns. I'm just like, that was fantastic. Plus, then he had like 3 menacey 2/2s running around. And I barely even had 1 or 2 guys out by that point. I could barely block one of them. And they were just coming in and getting me. And I thought, that's it. I'm playing with Okiba Reckoner Raid. We're going to do it. So I thought this deck did the rest of it pretty well. This is swapped out. I changed the name to Rakdos Menace, which is both more accurate and more boring. But what can you do? We're going to play Rakdos Menace. So very quickly, let's take a look at what's in this deck. Then we'll go out and we'll crush some hopes and dreams. What do we got going on here? We got Creature Kill. This is Vampire, and then a Menacey 2/2. We got a Menacey Equipment that comes out as a 3/1 all by itself, but you can put it onto somebody else to give it a base power and toughness of 5/5. And I guess it could be a Demon and Menace, but everything else pretty much has Menace, so what does it really matter? If you put it inside this, it'd be a Menacey 5/5, I guess. I don't know. These things are okay. It's Menacey 3/1. That's what really matters here. Go for throw. So Creature Kill. This guy prevents your opponents from gaining life, so suck it life gain, and you could pump it to make it stronger. Invasion of Azgol. Let's see, when it comes into play, target player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker and loses a life. I'm almost always going for the throat, so we never even bother to try to crack it open. But otherwise, you can get out a Menacey 2/1. That gets +1/+1 if a permanent was put into a graveyard from the battlefield this turn. At the beginning of your end step, so on your turn. Let's see, this is 2 discards with 3 damage if you play the kicker. This guy has a kicker. When you play him, you can bring something back with haste for the turn, and then it has to be sacrificed at the end of the turn. Mostly you'd be bringing back Blade of the Oni, or Shakedown Heavy, or Knight of Dust Shadows, right? Otherwise, he's a Menacey 2/3. This guy, he'll never do damage. He'll never do damage to because whenever you attack, defender can choose to let you draw a card rather than let him attack. So otherwise, it's a great defender, 6/4, and essentially a card draw engine. Body Launderer has Death Touch and 3/3. Does not have Menace, but whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you connive, and when he dies, you return another non-rogue creature with an equal or lesser power from the graveyard to the battlefield. What we got is non-rogue. We got a bunch of things that are non-rogue, so that's fantastic. All right. We got Painful Quandary. This is the real evil of this deck. Painful Quandary is a vicious card. Opponent casts a spell. They have to either lose 5 life or discard a card. And if they don't have any cards to discard, then they're losing 5 life. Get 2 of these out. It's 10 and 2 cards. So suck it. It is 5. It's not that bad, but it's still 5. And there's no ramp in here. So you're going to be a while till you can play it. For either, 3 or 7, you can put out the Fleshgorger. He's got Menace and Lifelink. And he has Ward, where they have to pay life equal to Fleshgorger's power to target him or whatever, right? So that's either 3 or 7. So if we can wait till we get 7, we can get him out. But most likely we can pay for this guy for 3. He'll just be a 3/3 running around with Menace. So that's it. Tons of dudes with Menace. Tons of dudes. And some other stuff going on. A little discarding. Some creature kill. And, you know, when we get to it, Painful Quandary will hopefully finish the game off. Or keep them off your back while you finish the game off with the rest of your guys. Next collection of lands, and that's it. All right. Before we go out, let's say our prayers and talk about what's best in life. Dear Black King Toxrill, dwells within the dark chambers of my heart. Please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as I attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentation of the women. All right, playing against Chauncy Tertagenklucky. Tertagenklucky. Yep. All right, Blackcleave Cliffs comes out first. All right, suck some life there, Vampire Rat. Suck it. Tertagenklucky. Sacrifice a creature. Nope, not doing that. Gotta wait till he has a creature out there to sacrifice. Recharge creature value 3 less from graveyard to the battlefield and gains haste. We need to pay. And sacrifice it. Welcome to the battlefield, knight. The Nigget. Oh, it's a pretty bird. Jump on inside. What is this guy playing up here anyway? Demolition field. Yeah, like we got plans worth worrying about. Activate the abilities. Super pump. Alright, up, down to 12. Your head was on fire, I know it. I know I didn't get to see it though, I was too busy focusing on the combat. All right, let's go, my friend. We are playing a game, not having tea. 22 to 12. You have 5 mana. You can't block either of these things, but I can force them to sacrifice. I can force them to sacrifice! That guy. Let's just go for his throat. All right, down to 6. I have the ability to cut down something small. Let's give Qbert some Energons to feed on there. Just wiping the board. What a wuss. Kick it! Well, I guess I could have done an additional point, couldn't I have? Oh well. That guy's got menace, but he can always be turned back is his problem. Alright, you cannot block it. If I've got menace, that's the whole point. Unfortunately, I need to get a bit above that. Alright, I think this is it. Guess who else has menace? That guy. No blocking there. And we win! House Hair on Fire! Victory! Alright, playing against Brevity. Keep. No to the dragon. Unless you want to crawl inside one of those pods, go for it. Alright, so what are you going to do? You're going to try to kill those things? Not enough to really go after his hand. Let's just put another one out. Alright, you're looking at all your cards. I can see it. I don't know exactly why you're spending so much time doing that. And we're playing against little samurais. Alright, Shakedown Heavy is a good place at this point. I'm going to shake you down. Our friend Brevity takes a long time. See what he gives up. I'm sure it'll be the samurai. Alright, you gonna give me a card? You can lose your Planeswalker. He's a coming on Madonna Land Express. There we go. I got some aggressive sabotage to be doing next turn. It's aggressive. Let's see. Let's go after our pal. Wait, do I have 4 still? No, I don't. Let's put another Shakedown Heavy out. Problem, Shakedown Heavies are great defenders. They suck when it comes to being attackers. Because even though they got Menace, they just don't ever get a chance. All right, we're going all in, Jellybean Princess. One, two, three, four, five, six. It'd be nice to just let them through. That is not an artifact. Alright, so you're hanging it up against a couple of Shakedown Heavies. What I really need is to get my Fleshgorger out. I need him to be Super Saiyan level. Because I need 1 more mana. You have to take 5 life for that. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, I'm dead on the next turn. I really can't do anything about this. Got to gain life or have the ability to kill, and I have no ability to kill. Let's send in the Shakedown Heavies. What I gotta hope is that he gives me some go for the throats. You let it happen, huh? I think I might be able to win this thing. Let's do it. And we win! Ooh, skin of our teeth there. Skin of our teeth. Up and against CT 2021. Cat Trauma. I'll use this to cut down that guy right there. All right, there you go. Fleshgorger. Go gorging some flesh. This guy playing Esper. Painful Quandary would be devastating if I could get up to 5. Keep his cards low. Land. Come on, mana. I need 2 mana. There's 1. There's 2, just like I asked for. Painful Quandary. Yes! Okay, now all I have the ability to do is kill stuff. There's 2 of them. Alright, it's down to 3. There we go. You die, dude. You are dead. Painful Quandary. Tearing apart the universe. Alright, playing against DukeHowl. What are we doing here? Kill. Body Launderer, huh? Nope, you are not Cubert. You're some sort of doppelganger. Shakedown Heavy. All right, let's go for the attack first. See him, watch him give me a card. There we go. And the other Shakedown Heavy. That's essentially 2 card draws for us per turn. A lot of creature kill. Okay, apparently we eat all the baked goods, but we leave all of the fresh fruit and proteins rotting. Black. Oh, we're going to cancel. I would go for the pack first. Hopefully pick up a land out of this. Nope. Come on, land. There's a land. All right, and let's go for some aggressive sabotage with 3 points damage. Nice. Boy, he gave up a shoulder it, huh? Double shoulder it. Discarding? Nope, taking the damage. Oh, I could use you to bring stuff from the back from the dead. Let's just go for it. We need to start scoring some points. That's really what you want to do? Uh-huh. All right, so we've got now 2 reds, 3 blacks, and a full complement. Got a nice blade. And all in. No, we're going for the throat. Down to 7. Play another. Nigget. And we win. Suck it, DukeHowl. Suck it. Alright, playing against Ehylio. 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 Alright, well, we got a decent amount of creature kills straight off. Some vampire rat action. While we're sitting here waiting, I'll take a drink. Keep. There we go. I got it to happen. Now we got that floaty crystal that the Rhino Bear can never get. Woohoo! Dead. right, there we go. We got a little defender there. That'll be nice. I think we're toast. He's answered way too many of the questions along the way here. You need to give me back my Shakedown Heavy. That's you're going to give up. The retro bitter. No attacks. We're cool. All right. At least we're in some ways here. All right, 4. Put out a nice Fleshgorger. That's your life, man. And another Fleshgorger. If we keep a Fleshgorger out, then we can actually gain some life. Painful Quandary would be great. All right, Painful Quandary. And we win! There you go. Writing on the wall. Victory! Alright, here we are with Rakdos MENACE. And, yeah, it was an okay deck. It was pretty decent. I was playing against somebody that was playing with a bunch of MENACE, and I said, that's it. I'm going to play with a bunch of MENACE. We'll see if other people can hold up against it when they can't, they have to spend 2 dudes to block every one of mine. And I thought, what a great way to go. So I found this deck, and I started playing it. And you know what this deck did? It pretty much gave me a heart attack every single time I played it. It was not fun. It was like fingernails on a chalkboard to me. That's what it was like. The funny part was it actually did a pretty good job of winning. So let's get to the ranks here. Who is the MVP? Who is the MVP of this deck? It was Painful Quandary. Painful Quandary was the best thing in this deck. I also got to say, potentially, the Okiba Reckoner Raid also, and hover over here, was probably an MVP. What I liked about this one is that it had the little vampire thing that was going on, and then, so you'd get your, whatever it is, 2 life out of the deal, and you have a 2/2 with MENACE. Great. It was a nice little front-end thing, and then people couldn't block it usually. Started doing some damage. Painful Quandary was great because it just punished people so badly. And 5 isn't that expensive. With this deck, though, there's not a lot of ramp going on. There's 24 lands, so you had to wait at least until turn 5 to be able to play it. But, you'd be lucky to get it at that point. If we had some better rampage go on, maybe use some of that red to get some treasure out. We get the Painful Quandary a little bit earlier. I don't know. Because I don't want to throw off the balance of the deck. And it was mostly focused on getting out dudes with MENACE. All right. So let's see. Was this deck competitive? I ended up having a 60% win ratio. 60%. That's actually pretty decent. It's well within the Platinum Mythic level of competitiveness. It didn't feel super competitive to me, but it felt... I can tell you, piloting this deck was a lot like piloting a Platinum Mythicless deck. It was decent. It did its thing. It had a decent win rate. There were times I was just ruining people. But it was never like an onslaught. It was always like I was just about to die. Just about every time. It was not pleasant. All right, so is it competitive? I'm going to say yes. Was it fun? No, it was not fun. Man, like I said, this deck was just barely. I mean, it was like you were going to die at any given second, and you somehow managed to survive. Yeah, like in Indiana Jones, the second movie, when he's inside the cart, the mine cart, and they're just sliding out of, and doing jumps over lava pits, and dudes are shooting at him the whole time. Yeah, that's what this felt like. It wasn't fun. It was surviving, and that was just about it. Man, I don't know. I would not qualify this as being a fun deck. Was it interesting? Um, yeah. The reason why it was interesting is because it was menace. There was a lot of menace going on. We were playing around with kind of a tribal action there. We were making people deal with our threats. Now, the guy that kills me is Shakedown Heavy. He's got menace, right? He's got 6/4. He seems like he's going to be great. He is never allowed to attack. Nobody ever allows him to attack, which makes him a great defender. And he's pretty much guaranteed to be a card draw for you. If you start thinking of him that way, it's actually pretty decent because he guarantees you to get an extra card per turn and is a really decent defender. So he's so disappointing when it comes to being an attacker because there's nothing you could do to keep him attacking. The pulling things back from the graveyard with the Balduvian Atrocity, that was cool. Body Launderer, I never really got to see him do a whole lot. The Knight of Dusk's Shadow, he feels like if you get him out, you're investing everything you got in him. I wasn't a big fan, but he had nothing better to do. He was pretty decent. He was also a lightning rod to damage. People hate the Knight of Dusk Shadow. They know they've been punished by him. Just have had her. They've had them attack like crazy. Opponents can't gain life. What's nice is that it goes after those life gain decks. You're not seeing it a whole lot right now, but when that happens, how can you hold a sword that big in one hand? That's just not going to happen. All right. Anyways, so let's go ahead and rate this deck up. Was it competitive? Yes. Was it fun? Not at all. Was it interesting? Somewhat. As such, then, I'm going to rate this deck an A-. I mean, I'm sorry, but the competitiveness, the win-weight ratio is going to get it into the A category all by itself. Even if I hated this deck, it's still going to get an A-. Was it interesting? A little bit, but not enough to get it into a solid A. This is still just an A- deck for me. I liked the fact that it was playing Menace, but it needs to do something more. And sweet God, you can't give me a heart attack every time and expect me to think this is going to be a deck I want to play. So that's it. It's an A- deck. If you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you have more fun with it than I did. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.